here we're looking at making big gill with fishing post patch 6.4. Link in the description to my hitting level 90 fishing guide, which is perfect watch if you've just hit level 90 and wondering where to start with ethereal reduction, folklore tomes, tracking fish, fishing terms, tricks, tips and more. Brief update to gearing. If you currently want to catch everything, including the latest fish for Glioaethers, and be safe when endwalker legendary fish are added in 6.5x, then you'll need the latest 620 crafted gear with decent overmelds. I'll link to the TeamCraft Melds page where you'll find both budget and best in slot meld suggestions. But to make excellent gill now, requirements for gear are actually minuscule, and with even the white script I500 rod and left side gear required for a measly 1050 scripts getting the job done. Note, the folklore tomes added in 6.0 are still the latest ones, so you'll already have access to 6.4 fish if you have already purchased these from Razatan. On to new fishing ventures in 6.4. The Furious Aegis, the fishing equivalent of the Miner and Botanist Sublime collectibles utilised in the latest Island Sanctuary landmark. For fishing, they function in the same way as other collectibles, so ensure you have the collectability up before casting. They are found in Elpis near the Archean, with one window per hour. Bait used are leeches, which are cheaply brought from junkmongers in endwalker areas. No mooching required. These are then ethereal reduced into the concentrated Aquarius Glioaethers. Value and sales rate of these has dive bombed as the initial rush from Island Sanctuary enthusiasts has dissipated. Pros: reasonable value and can produce good money if you have best in slot crafters to craft the end product. Cons: very slow sales, high gear requirement needing a minimum of 3,200 gathering. Note, the sublime type fish from previous patches, Myashell and Philians, have kept their value very well, with their respective Glioaethers still fetching 200k plus a pop, though sales of these are still very slow, so note items not to attempt to sell en masse. Next, Earthbreak Aethersands. These have remained unchanged since 6.3 and remain a fantastic way to make gill, with the fishing method clearly outshining botany and miners due to not being limited to time nodes. They'll also stay relevant all the way to 7.0 given they're used in the latest gear, food and pots. You also get some nice crystals and clusters to sell from the reductions. Ensuring you have the collectability on, head to Camp Bronze Lake to spearfish Virgius guppies. Here there are two small type fish, with the faster one being the one you're after catching. In just 10 minutes I was able to get 19 guppies, reducing to 38 earth breaks and a chunk of ice crystals and clusters, which I was able to swiftly sell for a total of 110,000 gil. Spearfishing is particularly good as it doesn't require any bait and you can guarantee almost every one you catch has a high collectability with the Nature's Bounty ability. Additionally, gear requirements are very low. I don't know the specific gathering requirement, but through testing I was able to easily catch and reduce with 1,948 gathering, meaning you should be able to catch with just the eye level 500 white squip rod and left side gear, costing a measly 1,050 scripts. Pros: good value with good turnover, will stay current until 7.0, no time is involved, nodes always available, very low gear requirements. Cons: spearfishing requires a level of comparatively high concentration. The other fishing options for gill remain largely unchanged, with standard fish, Thavinaria calamari and Jinga for crafter and gatherer food holding decent value, but not great for your time. A Realm Reborn beachwear being as consistent as always. Fish for Grand Company turnings being okay. Fish for scripts. And big fish in general being too time consuming to farm for gill. If you want the details of any of these, I'll link to my 6.2 vid where I went into more detail on making money from each of them. So, in summary, no major changes in 6.4, with the main addition being the new Furious Aegis fish for the latest Glioaether, but my recommendation would be to go for the older Glios from the Myashells and Philians instead, and even then just 1 or 2 a week in the hope you can sell them. As always, big fish for beachwear remains okay, but also more of a once a week activity rather than a daily one as slow to shift. Thavinaria calamari and Jinga are still good options, especially if you enjoy a quite chilled fishing session but above all else, the clear moneymaker for fishers is the spearfishing those verdurous guppies to reduce into Earthbreak Aethersands. Value of these will hold well until 7.0, and as long as you're not going too crazy in terms of farming, you should be able to sell stacks most days. My recommendation for routinely making 1.5 million gil each week. 1. Spend 20 mins getting one of the Glioaethers from the Maya shells and one from the Philians. List these and don't get any more until they sell. 250,000 gil each based on EU averages. 2. Same for the beachwear, 10 mins to get one or two different pieces on the market board until they sell. 300,000 gil from Seabreeze top and skirt based on EU averages currently as an example. Step 3. Spearfish those verdurous guppies, which is the only activity for fishing with sales frequency to support collecting daily. As with any items, just don't flood the market board. 10 mins per day will get you a good amount which you'll be able to shift quickly without flooding. Easy 100,000 gil per day including crystal sales. Adding together proceeds from doing step 1 and 2 once a week and step 3 daily will net an easy 1.5 mil per week based on current average prices across EU servers. Happy fishing. All done. Like and subscribe to complete the duty.